Can I ask you a question? When was the last time you did something for yourself without the kids?
Oh, no, I had a mammogram last week. It's been 6 years since we adopted our two children, and parenting hasn't got any easier.
Happy Mother's Day! Oh, your dad had something in his eye.
Okay, so Tyler.
He's okay. I mean, he never gets picked. I'm going to start a football team for Tyler and for all the kids that don't fit in.
I lose it and people get in my face.
For both of you, how did you feel when you found out that this series was going to be 6 years later?
Oh, I was personally pleased because I look 6 years older since the last time we shot the previous season. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why they did it. It's because they were worried about how much older I look. No, in all seriousness, I thought it was a great comedic device. And dramatic device. It gives you the storyline that Jason and Nikki are now parents of a teenager, and that's pretty fertile ground for both comedy and drama.
Yeah, well, similarly, I really excited to see where they were going to be in after those 6 years, and exploring the dynamic of between a parent and a teenager. I think that's just got so much room for so many antics and drama, humor, and just to see where that could progress to.
Yes.
Season 5, yeah.
I felt nostalgic. I wanted to know what I missed. So maybe bits and pieces will drop as we go by.
I mean, that would be amazing. Yeah,
that's always been something that's been discussed, actually, is that you would even go further back into how Jason and Nikki met.
I'd love to see
that. Was always an early idea, wasn't it? Is
Yeah.
that you would do that. So
That sounds perfect.
yeah, I think that this is, to my mind, a show that has got a lot more ground to cover. But even if it doesn't, we're really thrilled to have got these 4 seasons because, it's a very competitive landscape out there, and to know that the network have been so supportive, Apple TV Plus, in recommissioning us is very gratifying.
Well, it's such an intimate and personal show. And the greatest thing to my mind about it is that it's about a functional family. I'm getting really tired of dysfunctional families in TV, and they seem to have been a staple for many years. But this is so different. It's so sincere. And I mean, it's still funny and wild things happen, but it's from the heart.
Totally, yeah. And I think it's, it's because at the heart of it is just about people trying, and in loads of different aspects, not with adoption, just the different family members, or just trying in this mad roller coaster of life that we get thrown at us. And, and they're really good people.
Yeah, they are, and you're right, as well as the dysfunctional family trope. Drama for the last 10 years or so has relied very much on the anti-hero, and that has given us a great plethora of all-time great television, obviously from The Sopranos to Mad Men to Succession. Don't get me wrong, fantastic, phenomenal, ageless TV, but it is nice to see good people trying to be good. There's no baddies in this show, because I feel like most people watching it will relate to it, because we all sit there on our sofa at the end of the day thinking that we're good people, hoping we are anyway, which is why this show is relatable.
Yeah, I nailed it. That's precisely it. In a way, it's comfort viewing. It's not that it's uncomfortable sometimes with some of the little things that happen, but it's makes you feel like a human being,
Yeah, I think we need that. There's so much going on in the world that is so hard and dark, that it's so nice to be able to have just a shot of light in it, and a bit of an escape.
And it's so funny. There's so many funny things that happen, and they just spring out of the show's reality. It's not like jokes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
tell me about that.
Yeah, it's true. It's Andy, who's written every episode of the show, which is a miracle unto itself. He manages to find a joke on every page, even if it's not obvious. There is a moment of levity on every single page of the show, and that's a real fun challenge as an actor to be able to deliver that, because you don't want to serve it up like it's obvious comedy. It needs to be the comedy of the everyday, which again makes it relatable. But he's writing, as well as delivering a really comfortable show which feels a bit like getting into a warm bath if you ask me to watch it. He's also very sophisticated in his and smart. He's really smart in his writing, and I really appreciate being able to play that.
Thank you so much for coming back again, even though it's 6 years later, but it is so much fun. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Princess.
She seems a bit up and down at the minute.
Have you been playing around with the thermostat?
You got me. Sometimes I get friends over. We just can't tear ourselves away from the thermostat.
Well, it's nice that they take an interest.
If you ever need someone to talk to, I've got a shockingly bad memory and very few friends.
My mum left when I was 5. I just want to find her.
Why now, after all this time?
I have things I need to ask her. Everything in life is so much more difficult than it looks on TV.
Look, life might not always be an even playing field, but we can get through anything together if we just keep talking.
Oh, if Karen calls, I'm not speaking to her, and neither are you.
That's the spirit, yeah, exactly.